Where did I put what I'm looking for? Dun, 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 dun. Here's half of it. Where's the other half? What did I do with that yesterday? I moved it right in front of me. Where I can't. Hey, Cammy, I just saw your comment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So sweet. Yeah, I'm just here talking live because oh my gosh, the sensational YouTube has been when true crime is actually more cheerful than YouTube. I was like, we gotta fix this somehow, y'all. I can't like I'm listening to audiobooks and watching true crime. Hey, hey, Apple Blonde, which is normal, but I'm not watching very much YouTube because it's all been kind of like um I need this face cream or face lotion. Oh, a little bit too much. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, Ronnie. I'm looking at my makeup thing because I just put on what you were looking at is different lighting. I changed out when I say James changed out some lighting for me so that I could have my bright white lights instead of what was in here, a yellow light. So this is my first uh, taping anything. I'm finding it hard to stay awake at most nights, but this is my early, so yay! I'm so happy. Yeah, yeah. No, you have a busy life, ma'am. You have a dog that is very high needs. I totally get it. And anyway, I have a lot of people who just watch me on the replay. So I wanted. Oh, here it is. Found it. I was looking for this. Um, I feel a little. I don't know. Orange. I don't know. Maybe because I'm wearing yellow. The reflective light is really. No, put some powder on. So, hello everybody. Yeah, so I'm just trying. I was playing Minecraft. I got home early today because we took a little bit of an early day today because we are dead exhausted because we did some. We actually got some really good work done today. Something that really needed to get done, but we're at a standstill until tomorrow. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go home. Let's call it. And it was community day at the office, so our whole office was just rocking and rolling. You know what? I haven't put on makeup in a long time. This might be fun to play with some makeup. So I wanted to talk with you guys about my trip. Well, not just the trip, the whole I travel, therefore I'm tired, and I wanted to show you my luggage. That hat, glasses, lipstick on that last video worked so well. You look awesome. Thank you. That hat, I love that hat, and I'm gonna put that lipstick on because it's my favorite lipstick. It's a Dior lipstick, Cami. It is this one, Dior. Uh, it's called Dior Shine, Dior Addict Shine, and it's called Wilder. But look at this color. This is an amazing color. I like the way it feels. I like the way it wears. Um, I was going to ask you guys, what do you guys do when you travel? So when I was in the airport, and I do not enjoy going on a plane, but what I noticed in the airport, um, what is your airport outfit and your airport bag? Because I looked at a lot of people in my um in the airport, and the bag of choice. I was really surprised. That big, what's it called? That really big kind of waffly quilted square pattern bag that's just like a hobo sack giant. That was all over the airport, guys. I think I've seen them in a lot of different places. I am making sure I'm not missing any texts, and I need to actually text somebody. Hold on. I don't normally go live today, and I was going to do a members live, but truth be told, it's so sad out there. Like every video um is like I'm uninspired, I'm over luxury, it's made in China. I'm like, I understand that in America we just pay taxes, which is a little bit of a bummer. Like it happens every year. I had to pay taxes. I didn't enjoy it either. It was somewhat painful, but it's not the end of the world. The country doesn't work on nothing. You have to have something in there. So let me turn off I'm actually playing Minecraft. This is my controller. So I'm going to turn it off because it's going to keep distracting me if I don't. So let me save and quit. And then let me get out of it. Hey, Winnie. No, this is not members only. It was gonna be members only, ma'am. But it's been such a sad landscape I mean, you did a video today on Japan sold you a fake, which is depressing. I'll be honest. I mean, thank you for telling us. Um, I don't want to reconnect my content. I don't what? Turn off console. I don't want to be sad. But let's be honest, guys. Like, when we can't even trust Japanese sellers, like when she was talking, if you guys haven't watched Winnie's video, it was really interesting. So it was like really, really, she bought 2 things so far from Japanese vendors that have been not authentic, and we know that, yeah, they have a strong case in that country for selling things that are not authentic, but it's there's no safe place. And I guess that's the way it is. So yeah, with Coco, Cammy, I know, okay, so Pugsley and Wednesday hey, Miss Jelly, went and visited Auntie Jen Jen when we were in Florida she were dog sitting. And it was really funny because I'm like, my dogs are angels, angels. But we've had three people house sit them, and 2 have said, maybe not again. And my sister's the only one that says okay because she cares about me more than my dogs. Um, so that makes it really hard. Um, that makes it really hard to travel when you have 2 needy pets. With other pets, we were able to kennel them, and they did fine when they went to the resort pet place. But these 2 dogs, no. Oh no, guys, just Coco is an ongoing need. Coco keeps Cammy up all the time because Coco is a high demand because she's a high need dog. So Cammy hasn't been around because she's normally asleep by the time I go live. Because I understand. My dogs get us up too all the time, and they're not as high need as Coco is. But so anyway, yeah, it's sleep deprivation because, it's just the way it is, So traveling, I wanted to show you my luggage. Now, I'm not sure I'm taking this luggage with me again. I absolutely love this luggage. So this is, wait, Winnie, where are you going? Don't go anywhere. This is my vintage Hartman luggage. This is the luggage I took with me. I got this from an Facebook marketplace where I had to go to the person's home. Now, I don't do that very often. Oh, bye, Winnie. See you later. I know it's dinner time. Um, so it's this is vintage what Hartman luggage used to look like when it was made with tweed. This is an aluminum, well, it's a metal frame in here, guys. This is a very cool piece of luggage. The interior of this is awesome. Now, I know you're showing us luggage. Like, yes, I am, because this luggage is really cool. So this is my tag that I got from my friend who mailed it to me. Um, Yeah, that's the truth, Cammy. When it comes to fur babies, it's like there is. So I wanted to show you what I liked so much about the bag that made it so different from all my other newer, more modern luggage with like American Tourister, and I have Samsonite. And Samsonite, by the way, owns Hartman now. So this has this compartment here that closes completely, which some do, some don't. It's pretty common to have luggage that does this now, that closes like this, but this has a zipper shield so that when you zip this, it doesn't nip your clothing. A lot of new luggages don't have that feature. And the other feature that I loved in this bag, which found it so useful, are this. I put my toothbrush and toiletry things in here. I put the pens I bought in there, and there's one on this side, and there's one on this side. And this entire lining will come out. This whole lining will come out if you wanted to. No, I'm not going to show you that because that's too much. Well, maybe I can show you that. No, I can't show you that because the tail, the way it's zippered in here is underneath this fold of fabric with hiding the hinges. So this probably had another piece, an insert that didn't come with this because this is an older vintagey bag I just got from somebody's closet, you know. It belonged to their parents. They didn't want it, but it was still good luggage. But people don't want luggage like this anymore that has 2 wheels and 2 feet. They want 4 wheels, right? That's a different technology. But this bag is so much fun. And I've had this for years and years. And I bought this set to get the 2 other pieces. I didn't buy this to get this bag. This was just in the set. It was like 3 bags. I bought it for the 2 other bags. Now, one I can't show you is underneath on the floor. The lock was unlocked, but now is locked, and I have stuff in there. I have to figure out how to get out. So we'll figure out someday. But that was the one piece. That was the bonus piece, guys. This was the piece I wanted. This one and the other one. This is a Hartman trunk case. So this has been sitting in my room, and there's like dog fur all over it and just dust because literally it's been sitting in the corner of my bedroom for months. This used to be my medical box. So there's still a lot of medical in here. I have a bunch of I've changed out my medical box about 3 or 4 times since this one, and I just haven't repurposed this one again. So I'm trying to get some of the dog fur off the top of it. But you see, this is the Hartman logo right here. Miss Jelly, Coco has diabetes and needs her eyes removed. Yeah, 2 years ago, insulin twice a day. She's a high needs dog. Sure say it's in Spanish. It is in Spanish. It says, I think we came up with it means you get drink ice cold beer or ice cold Coca-Cola. Because Freya, yeah, I think that's what it means. It's a Coca-Cola in Spanish t-shirt that I got from the Coca-Cola store. And but look at how beautiful the train case is. Look, there's dust all over it. So it has the leather here, it has the Hartman plate here, and this is unlocked. So it opens, and I have like, what is in here? A lot of things are, oh, I should, okay, well, I'll show you anyway. Let's try to cover up all the personal medical stuff in here. So basically, I use this as a medical bag. So I just threw a lot of stuff in. But look how cool this lining is. And it came and this had the mirror with it still. Do you know how hard it is to find luggage train cases that still have, see, look at me, I'm in mirror picture, still have the mirror with it? I mean, it's so cool. And it has like a little bit of a plastic cover around the corner. I mean, the fabric lining is covered in plastic down here so that you could travel with this and use it as a makeup case. So I used this as a makeup case for a while, and then I stopped. Oh yeah, I've been looking for this old school, yeah, stamps, wallet. Let's see what else is in here. What else did I put in here and that forgot about? Let's see. Checkbooks, mail, another check. This is like, it's like excavation. I have no idea what that was. And there was also an insert that used to go in here that's not in here anymore. I have a Lamb Cosmetics, or Lamb from, it's just fun. You never know what's going to happen when you open in one of my cases. Either old pill case covers, but the pill case, who knows where the pill case went to. What else is in here? I have diabetes stuff in here. I have random perfume in here because it's Jackie. This is Carolina Herrera perfume that I got a while back. So you never know. So I bought this luggage because I wanted this because when I travel, when I was in my RV, I used this for my medical. And this is amazing train case. Now I would never check this, and I wouldn't carry it as my personal carry either. It's just too doesn't it's old fashioned, y'all. I have two train cases. I have this one, and I have a Samsonite from like way in the dark ages, that belonged to my grandmother, right? And my grandmother gave it to my mother, and I still have that train case. So I have this one and that one, and I'm super happy with them. I love this Hartman luggage, but I don't know if I'm going to use this luggage again on a trip on the plane, because it was great. Like, don't get me wrong, it did its job. It was great, and it was easy to find, but I don't like traveling by air. Let's just say what I want, which is I don't like traveling by air. And I think if I'm going to travel again by air for more than just, we went for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I used everything I took except for one shirt and bought very few souvenirs. I'm spoiled for space, right? This luggage is too big to be a carry-on, but it's not large for a check-on. And if I'm going to pay for checking, if I'm paying to check a bag in any way, this bag with 1 week's worth of clothing was 27 pounds, because it's really well made. It's really, really well made. So Miss Jelly is talking about her pup has similar issues and never going to get any sleep. The dedication you have is amazing, Cammie. I would have to get up and change my dog's diaper every 2 to 3 hours. He was, oh my gosh, poor baby, paralyzed. Miss Jelly, oh my God, that's rough. I wish Coco wore diapers. I wouldn't have to get up and take her out. Yeah. Yeah, when we have wants and house sitting with our friends or anybody, we give them pee pads, or not pee pads, but what do you call it? Belly bands. Now for a boy, so they don't mark and pee in your house, because he gets all in himself, and he's like, "This is my house." I'm like, "No, no, it's not your house. No, you cannot pee over everything." But he does, so we do. So yeah, it's just the cost of doing business. We're just lucky, you know, but that none of our dogs have had diabetes, because I have it. It's bad enough. So I wanted to show you the bag I showed today. I'm gonna stick this right here. The bag I had today was this one. Let's do this. Do that. Let's do this. Okay. And I think in this light it shows up. Well, it still shows up. Actually, it is purple. I think I said it was blue. Yeah, no, it shows up blue, but it's actually purple. And I do have a blue bag that actually does look like the blue this is throwing, but this is still purple. Anyway, this is the bag I showed today, and everybody was like, "How big is your computer?" My computer is taller than this bag. It's about that much higher than this bag, and it would go the entire breadth of the bag without any space in here. So that's why this bag, while it works for like if you have a Surface Pro, Chromebook, or those types of bags, does not work if you have my bag, because my bag is, ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to put this in this dusty bag. They secretly like getting groomed. Jeanette says Milo's a well-groomed cat. He has long hair, and now his butt is. That's funny. So this is my Ralph Lauren, one of them. And this is one of my favorite chickens, because I love chickens, but James won't let me have any, because he says, well, for good points. We had a Catahoula dog for 12 years, and Catahoulas are bay herding dogs, and they would probably eat chickens for lunch. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my luggage journey, and I wanted to show you my luggage tag that I forgot I had and didn't use, but now I need to use as a bag tag because I love it. And then I was going to use this bag next, not tomorrow, because my other bag is in the car. I don't want to go get it, but I used a little my Cassie 19 bag today, driving me nuts. Oh, hi, Jeanette. Because the second strap likes to come off, drives me completely bonkers, drives me nuts. Okay, so Jeanette sent a photo. Let's take a look. This is Mr. Milo. He is a Maine Coon. He is a fashion model. Look how beautiful he is. You know, we all love our pet. So let's see, where is that? Okay, so what is everybody else watching on YouTube right now? Since I feel like YouTube has become sad land. It's like everything's depressing and, just like what are we talking about now? I don't want to watch that. You know, I am trying to get my glasses because I wanted to change out my glasses today and totally forgot. Now, should I wear these ones? Maybe I should. I was gonna wear these ones. He is too cute, right? Apple blonde. Maybe I don't know. I wasn't gonna wear these, but since I put the yellow shirt on just to get on the camera because I was in my pajamas and I wanted to wear something cheerful because oh my goodness, it's not been a cheerful land out here. Let's see. I could wear my pink glasses. What do you think about my pink glasses? Oh, let's take off the. Yeah, let's wear these ones for tomorrow. It will be fun. Let me put that in that. And let me get this cloth because this needs to be all the China stuff is. Oh yeah, the China stuff is interesting. I think it's fascinating. I think unfortunately, I've only seen a couple really good actual explanations of it because a lot of it's just reactionary to people in their. I mean, unfortunately, I wish I would say it was 20-year-olds, but it didn't look like 20-year-olds. A lot of the made in China thing, um, guys, if you listen to what they said on the TikTok videos, the expose, bags like Hermes, bags like, Dior. If you're actually manufacturing for those companies, you are so tightly locked down on an NDA, you can't say nothing. But that doesn't mean it's not general knowledge. And that doesn't mean that area, which is known for manufacturing, they can't say our area is known for manufacturing and we manufacture this. He's not saying he does. He says this region does. So, but people get all up in arms, are all upset. Like, how did you not know this? How do you not know global economics? How did you not know? But to me, it's sad. I think it's interesting, hilarious, and funny. But what it's really showing me is how ignorant, and the word ignorant, we are in America about global economics and manufacturing. That's depressing. Because I went to school for geography and I took political science courses, and this is kind of the par for the course. And if you've taken any business class, if you've taken a single business class, none of this is new. Applebond says I'm watching finance, interesting fashion, and ASMR videos. All the videos I've been watching, um, me being me says the China people are so upset and exposing it. They're not really exposing anything. It's common knowledge, but what it's exposing is how much people in America didn't know that. And I just thought it was common. I've been talking about global manufacturing for 25 years in college. Like seriously, um, my friend, okay, so I know we're trying to be happy, but let me just explain. When my friend's family moved to America, and they moved after the Vietnam War, and they were granted asylum because they worked for the U.S. Embassy, and you know how this goes, right? So her first job was working in a manufacturing plant for $3 an hour, and so there was plant work still here in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, right? Well, and then slowly that got moved to, it used to be Mexico, then it was Bangladesh, and then sometimes it was Taiwan. Well, now it's China. It's Vietnam, it's Honduras, it's where the labor market is low labor costs, where people are going to give incentives to foreign companies to put their plants so that they can have a job in their economy and manufacturing. Great, awesome, good. No problems with this. So far, life is awesome. But um, the fact that TikTok didn't expose anything. TikTok just said, "Hey, look, this is what we're doing," and people who didn't know, because TikTok is for a younger audience, in my opinion, they were like, "Oh my gosh!" But then when I saw the reaction videos, the people making the reactions, they weren't 20-year-olds. That's what was depressing. They were 30 and 40-year-olds who spent most of their days and part of their life spending hundreds of dollars on things and not knowing where it came from or how it was manufactured or who produced it. It's kind of like when you go into those funny reels where people say where and I think I did talk about this in my members live. I was watching a reel that this person asked, um said, what's the oldest religion in America, or what's the oldest religion in the world, and they're asking Americans, right? And I just cracked up laughing because I said, well, it's Hindu, it's obviously of known, recorded and known history. We know it's Hinduism, and most of the people on that TikTok or that Instagram reel was saying Christianity. Well, no, no, y'all, it's 2025. Christianity is only 2025 years old. China's been around for 500 years. There's Taoism and Taoism and Hinduism and Buddhism, and there's all these other world religions, but somehow these people, and it wasn't like, I don't think it was, who knows? Maybe there was more people who knew who didn't know. But I was like, oh dear. And then I asked my husband that question, and he says, Zoroastrianism? I'm like, no, James, that's the first monotheist religion that we know of, but not the first religion in the world that recorded history that we do know of, and so it was just kind of funny. So then we have these people, you're asking people like where the same kind of funny Instagram reel where you see people, well, where does a peanut come from? Well, somebody will say trees. Peanuts are a ground vegetable, or a ground vegetable. It's a ground nut. It's a nut in the ground. You have to dig it out of the ground. Or where's a potato? Now, I think we all kind of know that potatoes are in the ground, that they grow subsoil. So does carrots and a lot of other vegetables, root vegetables. That's what they're called, root vegetables. But then you have people who are like, don't even know that what plant, where food comes from, or where they say grocery store. It's just kind of, we've just lost touch with a lot of connectivity, and I think, and I just wasn't really prepared for how much we had lost touch with global economy, because as a geographer, global economics is something we've been talking about since I can remember. It's very common because we like to say we're an isolated island because there's a long history of isolationism, but we're not. um, yeah. So yeah, so this is me being me. Hey, Ronnie, we love bags, so we're constantly talking about them and looking up information. Yeah, well, it's not even, Ronnie, it's not even about bags. It's just global manufacturing in general, and just like, guys, Smithfield Ham, which is a ham producer. Do you realize? Well, I'm not sure if it's current now, but at least 10 years ago, when I was looking into this, it was. They would this is a good point, because this is Easter this weekend and a lot of people have Easter ham. A lot of the production for your meat products, the slaughtering and is outsourced. What does that mean? That means they're grown, and then they're shipped to somewhere else. And Smithfield Ham for a while was shipping to China to have things processed, to have the hams cured and processed, repackaged, and then shipped back to America so that they could be sold here. That happens all the time. There's a lot of beef cattle in Argentina that is used in the Campbell soup and canning industry that comes into the American meat market. There's a importation issue with raw meat in America because of mad cow disease, so that they don't just import raw meat like that, but they can import processed meats. So if you take all your canning, down over to Argentina, where there's a huge beef population for cattle, huge growing population, they have a huge meat culture, and they have excellent meat, by the way, that you can then use that to can. So your Campbell soup, your produce, and all the food that came in there, your Campbell soup could very well be made completely in Mexico and shipped to America. You know, it's a global economy. It's not just, well, we have this in America. Like, no, very few things are really made here anymore. Um, we're just not being so informed. Yeah, we're not informed. Jackie, you're very interesting, and it's nice to learn. Well, I hope not to bore people because I normally I like talking about fun things and pretty things, and I love talking about handbags because I love handbags. But I feel like sometimes at this point in the game of luxury life that you have to remind people that leather comes from a cow and it's a byproduct of the um, meat industry. And so it's actually sustainable and actually helps everybody to buy leather. But it's expensive to produce because once you take the leather, once you've processed the meat for the cattle and you have the skin, it has to be tanned within a certain time frame for it to be used as leather. And then there's different cuts and grade of leather for that cattle that cattle produced. And then you have to do the part where it comes into so you're selling it per hide by foot, right? And I know this because I live in Texas. I have several cattle um, rawhide rugs. I have a couple friends who work in the leather. They do leather as hobbying. I've watched Leather Tannerstein. He's shown some. His family comes with a leather production background in Turkey. So it's not, and I've watched a bunch of documentaries like everybody else. So it's not like I'm in a bubble, but I think sometimes that people are like, oh, well, it saves the planet if you use PU, or you use recycled plastic. Well, plastic is I use Vivea shoes. Almost all my shoes are Vivea shoes. They're recycled plastic, but plastic is a petrochemical process, guys. So yeah, I'm saving the plastic from going in the ocean, but I'm still using plastic. So it's just interesting. It has been nice seeing you buying used and not all high-end purses. You appreciate them. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. That's what I was talking to my friends about was that um I love bags. I just love bags. I love a well-made bag, whether it's textile or leather. I'm not a huge fan of polyurethane, not because I don't love the style. There are a lot of Donna Karan, a lot of Calvin Klein bags I would love to own, but I just don't trust. Some Donna Karan are going to be leather. Some DNKY, which is the Donna Karan downline, are going to be polyurethane. Almost all of Calvin Klein's that I can see are polyurethane. Almost all of Karl Lagerfeld now are polyurethane. And it will say so if you drill down far enough in the description. Sometimes you have to go to the manufacturer's website. Well, when I say manufacturer's website, you have to go all the way to Karl Lagerfeld's website, look at that model and style, and see what it says for materials. Sometimes when it's through a department store, the descriptions aren't as accurate. So that only works for modern current style. So if you have a style that's from past yesteryear, you don't know. Not everything has a materials lab, label, which is weird because I thought everything had to, but especially when it was textiles. But I don't know. Rules change. But I wish I would be a little bit more discerning with the bags I love because I was telling Craig just this morning, honestly, that yesterday I was cleaning up the space underneath my desk. I was looking for a particular bag and I was going through my bags. I'm like, Jackie, you have too many bags. You can't find half the ones you have them and you don't know where they are. And I swear I almost bought another bag I already owned. And you have nowhere to put them. So I'm like, Jackie, you've got to stop doing this. And then the very first thing I do in the morning is, oh, look at that bag. Like, seriously, this is what I do. It's like a junkie. It's like I love bags. And I feel like right now it's like the heyday for me because I'm buying pre-loved bags. I'm buying things on the pre-loved market. I have been for 2 years. DDB and I are we corner the market in pre-loved, y'all. And when it comes to, Junie and Burke, Dee and I probably have a lot of the same bags. I just can't keep track anymore. And so it's like, for us, this is awesome. Like, I've been able to buy some dream bags I never thought I could buy because they've never been this low on market value pre-loved ever. And then you have the flip side, which is the luxury contingent, and prices for luxury goods have gone skyrocketing. new, and there's a lot of people, there truly are quite a few people who really do not want a used bag. They want a new to them bag, they want the brand new experience, and they want it's their bag, you know. And Meredith does this. She might buy used bags high in luxury, but then she has them redone at Louis Vuitton to have them refreshed because she wants those marks and that history to be her history, but she still wants that original run bag. Um, I don't go that far. I love making up stories. I do this in the museums too. Like, oh, I wonder who owned that. I wonder where that was, or who had that, or who used that, and who bought that the first time, and how did I get? How did I wish there was a written record of who owned the bag before it got to me. I like doing deed research. This is probably why I like deed research. Now, I don't like genealogy, death and birth records. That's just too much. But I do love looking at property deed research and looking who got the land originally and all that stuff. You know, I have a super ugly old Junie all-weather top-handle toggle lock that I was going to give to someone, and they said, yuck. Yeah, I thought, well, Jackie would like it, and I have a mink bagged that. Yeah, yeah. See, well, that's the thing. Um, Style too, right? I kind of believe in that secular uh, style comes and goes. Things come back in popularity again. Hang on to that Dooney. Because I guarantee you, I mean, who would have thought that vintage Coach from the 90s, which in the 2000s nobody wanted, 2010s, now it's 2025 and everybody wants those vintage jeans. So much so that, or vintage Coach bags, that so much so that Coach has re-released re-editions, and they have done the new Coach original, you know? Oh, yeah, well, let's get rid of it, Michael. Here's the thing. Just because you don't know who wants it doesn't mean somebody doesn't want it. Donate it. Somebody will buy it. Somebody will take it. Somebody will use it. You can't take it with you. Um, well, sometimes the thing is, it depends on your audience. I would take that to a local place, local charity, a local women's shelter, a local church, thrift. There's lots of church thrifts. Oh, yeah, Alexander Wang, great bag, suede purse, beautiful. Yeah. But anyway, it's just been an interesting day. Fun day, y'all. Um, no, I don't have a P.O. box. I'm sorry. Yeah. I've thought about doing a P.O. box, but nah, it's not my vibe. It's weird. I was talking to my twin. She was saying, um, she was saying that her postal box, her USPS postal box in her neighborhood has been broken into 2 times this past month and a half, whatever. And I said, what? Like, I've heard this going on that there's been a lot of, I've been very fortunate not to have porch pirates, but I had not heard people breaking into mail cluster boxes, like that's a federal offense, y'all. Stealing mail in general is, but then the break into, because that's owned by USPS, well, they're not willing to, they'll rekey it, but they're not going to change out the cluster boxes. So the HOA that she lives in, they're going to buy new cluster boxes that have higher security for their neighborhood, because that's a huge problem. Nobody wants to constantly have to go to a PO box in a post office building because their cluster boxes at their home is being looted. So before we lived in this house, we had a house that had a mail delivery to our house because each house had their own mailbox. This is an older neighborhood, and we actually had to buy certain type of mailbox that could fit the mail. And here's the thing most people don't talk about either, is that if you have a USPS postal box, it can only be used for US postal mail. So FedEx, UPS, secondary, third carriers, they cannot use that postal box. Ronnie says people steal mail on packages here all the time. Lots of homeless people. Yeah. And then Michael says, I almost lost a Versace bag I got for mom. The mailman put it in the wrong mailbox, and I'm in my community box, and he put it in the key and someone else. Yep. Yeah, that's happened to everybody. Because I can't keep track. My mail person changes all the time. Normally, each mail area has a route. It's normally the same mail carrier. Apparently, I'm on the worst route because it happens all the time. I'm on a neighborhood community Facebook with my community, and people say, "Hey, did anybody get this package? Amazon marked it delivered. It wasn't at my house." And then they'll show pictures of the package on the doorstep. Well, they'll say, "This is not my doorstep. If this is your doorstep, can you please contact me?" That's happened in my neighborhood because our roads, the way they're named, it's kind of weird. So we have literally walked in our cul-de-sac neighborhood looking for packages, and a lot of times they'll be just 2 doors down or 2 doors up. It's just randomness, and we're lucky. Some people literally have delivered them. Like, people were saying, like, I'm waiting for my daughter's graduation gift. It was delivered, but it's not here. You have it. I mean, people are mad. um I lost 2 valuable Furbies. Oh, yeah. Yep. I always have packages stolen since Apple Blonde. I track everything. It said delivered. Yeah, to the wrong person. Yep. I'm asking for the doorstep picture at UPS, and they don't have it. Yeah, I know, right? So it's really frustrating when people are, I mean, it is indicative of the times. Things are rough. I know we're not talking about happy stuff right now, but um, just I have people have resorted to using postal delivery boxes, PO boxes, because of this, and I'm lucky that's not me yet, because I get a lot of packages. But I totally, when people are saying, like, when they go to high-end stores now, that they ask for a plain white bag for their packages, I completely understand that. I don't want to really advertise where I get my stuff from if I'm walking around to my car, with a high-end package. Because if you remember, um LV Lover for CC LV Lover CC Lover for LV. Is that right? Karis? Anyway, she a year ago bought a Chanel bag, and she was shopping in Dallas, which is really sad because it's my state. And they walked from the Chanel shop to their car. They pulled into another department area. They had been followed, and while they were in that department store, their car had been broken into, and the Chanel bags had been taken. And she says since that happened to her, she really hasn't. She's literally been put off Chanel as a brand just because of that experience. It was pretty traumatic. Um, I'll think I don't think I got it, but it was exhausting sitting there all day. Wow. Cutie Box. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I like Versace, by the way. Versace, it was funny. Cassie Thorpe just did a video on Versace because Prada bought Versace. Hello, girl, the pug next door. Oh my goodness, I actually caught you alive. Hello. I know I normally don't go live on a Wednesday, but it's been sad land in YouTube world, so I thought I'd try to bring some cheer, and then I went right back into sad topics. But we're trying to be cheerful and upbeat here, guys, because man, we could use some cheer and joy. The state of the union is sad. So glad you did. So yeah, so we're just talking about mail, unfortunately, being stolen. But my mail has not been stolen yet. Knock on wood. I do have to say though, doing a mail holds only works so much because a lot of my posts gets mailed to me through third party, even though it's through the USPS Postal Service. It's being delivered by a third party, so they deliver it whether or not it's on hold or not. It doesn't actually go. Um, oh, I love bags. Oh my gosh, I love bags. I love bags ridiculously too much, to the point where it is an obsession. But and I've always loved bags. I didn't always buy bags. I always loved bags. And I was telling you about Versace. So Cassie Thorpe did a video. Prada bought Versace, which a good family marriage. So if I remember, Prada's out of Spain, and then but Versace's out of Italy. But to me, Versace has always been blue jeans because in the '90s, Versace blue jeans were huge. Everybody wanted a pair of Versace jeans. It was the thing. So when everybody says I know a lot of people think of the Medusa head, or they think of the Baroque prints that they did. I always think of the denim. You know, um, girl with the pug next door says the Prada buying Versace was a shock. I look forward to seeing how it goes. Actually a good buy. I think it's a smart move. I think I don't think Versace really belonged in the American market. And even though we're loud and proud out here, it just isn't a brand. At least where I live, I never really see people with Versace, and we have a Versace outlet. You know. Thank you for your kindness. I did subscribe, and I will watch all your lives and stay quiet. Thank you, Michael. So yeah, so anyway, it was just an interesting I showed off my Hartman luggage, Craig. I don't know if you were lurking then, but I'll show it again because that's how much I love it. I have my cute little chicken guarding it because I love this chicken. Since James will let me have real chickens, I have, a stuffed chicken. I'm really looking forward to visiting Jolie again because her chickens are growing, and I want to go see her chickens. A very smart, since Prada is still completely privately owned. Yes, very smart. And not just that, they're doing well, Craig. Prada's doing well. No, never seen anything here with it. My friends love Versace sunglasses, swears they're the best. Sunglasses tend to be made by a few different companies and badged for brands. So I mean, how much? I mean, they're glasses, y'all. But let me show you. I don't know if I showed it to you, Craig, but look at this. Oh, I didn't show. Well, I'd show if you were here or not. But this is my Hartman luggage that I took on my trip with me, which I love and adore. But I didn't really like how they beat it up. So I don't know if I'm going to be taking it back on an airplane. Apparently, I'm a little precious about my bags, even my vintage bags. And I don't mind traveling with them and because I know I'm not throwing them on a conveyor belt. I was watching those baggage people move bags back and forth, and I'm like, do not sling my bag on that conveyor belt. So it does make you think about how you pack your bag, though, because watching, you might roll it and carry it, put it on a conveyor belt, and it might do fine. But when they're slinging that bag from the undercarriage into the, so I watched how baggage handlers work with bags, and there's a conveyor belt system, and they just pull and stack, and they stack them, underneath the belly of the airplane. And it's not good. It's not an easy job. It's actually a very well-paying job. If you're physically able to do baggage handling and work in an airport, it's actually a very, very good job because you're on your knees. You have knee pads on. You're in the belly of the plane. This conveyor belt is moving this stuff as fast as it can go, and you are moving these 50-pound bags. That's why they have um, different badging and tagging for over 50 pounds, and stacking them in the airplane so they all fit. And then there's weight distribution, right? So you have to, the weight of the plane has to be evenly distributed. That's another reason why they weigh your bags. Um, have you ever seen how they do baggage in Japan? They are so delicate with it over there that they toss it back. Oh, wow. They're so, I wish we treat, I mean, there's a reason why luggage in America looks like it's beaten up to death because it is. It literally is. But there's some companies that do warranties that are actually really good warranties. American Tourister, um, I think Samsonite, but it's within a 2-year window, and within a 2 years of you purchasing that, they'll replace the wheels. At least with the ones we have purchased, and then after that, you're on your own. But there might be a wheel process, like you can pay to have it changed. But most of the time, honestly, it's, oh, my sister's calling me. I told her I was live. She's gonna be so sad. Let me tell her I'm live again. Mm. She is let me see if I can. Maybe see, let me send her a link and see if she can come and join us. Jen's having a day, guys. Email. Let's do email. And let's do Jen. There we go. Send. Okay, so Jenny should be getting a link. Let's see if she shows up. But no, so I mean, I would never like all the luxury luggage. I love luxury luggage, y'all. I just lost power and I'm on battery. But I have no tea. I'm so sorry. Oh man, I hope well at least dang, is it storming out there? What's up? What's happening in your neck of the woods? So I love luggage and I love luxury luggage. I actually used to own some Louis Vuitton vintage luggage and I sold it because I was too precious with it. Now I would use it more, but then, and my shoulders. It was one of the kind you had to carry. And this is when my shoulders were at peak worst and I just couldn't imagine carrying that. And this is what I've learned about luggage. You could get big luggage and I prefer shoulder carry always. I don't like roller bags as much, and I know it's a Jackie Quirk thing. Um, so it's always interesting. I'll get the piece of luggage. I'm like, yes, and then I'll load it up with everything. I'm like, I can't lift that. And then I said, James, can you carry this? And he's like, Jackie, what do you have in here? So that's when I've learned that I have to be careful about what size bag. Um, Is that an open package I see under the case? No, no, it's actually just white. It's just a white this is just white and that is just some books over there. But this isn't that beautiful? I put my Kate Spade kiss lock next to my Kate Spade. That little tote is phenomenal, by the way. Perfect size, perfect lightweightness, awesome. Weather's gorgeous. I heard a transfer. Oh no, that takes forever to get done. No. Well, I am expecting a piece of mail, and I'm sad because it's not here yet. Let me see if I can check tracking to see where it's at. It was supposed to be here yesterday. It's still not here. So I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Let's see. Let me see if I can find. There we go. There's that. Let's see if I can find. Nope, I don't have a tracking number with it, but it should have been here yesterday. And normally my bags show up a day late, so today is a day late. So I was thinking, well, maybe it's here, but we haven't. I don't know if we've checked the mail. Um, Hello, Latina. Oh, Latina, I was going to show you the bag I want to use, and wait. I'm gonna ask James to check the mail. Um, This is the bag I wanted to use, but the other part of it is what I need to use it for is in my car. So I'm trying to remember to take it with me tomorrow. But this is the bag I got from Latina. This is from, I think this is the Sack. Lena is the name of the style, but I think the brand, no, it's called Lena or Luna. Sorry, Luna. Luna bag. Isn't this cool? It's a Luna bag. Um, Jen Joyce. I am opposite. I like roll. Yeah, Jen likes rolling bags, but I like shoulder bags because the rolling bags. One for me, I like to use like a bag that doesn't scream luggage. I know that's weird, but I feel like rolling luggage and rolling cases kind of make me a target, and that's how I feel. James loves a rolling case. He'll always use a rolling case. His computer case is a rolling case. So yeah, I really like this. I love this braided handle on this, and I wanted to get some. I have some two pins that don't have a home yet that I'm thinking about putting on here, because I just think it's this is a knit, a beautiful knit. I love bags like this. These beautiful knit bags. I'm totally in my nylon knit bag feels because they're lightweight. It's easy to travel with. The Kipling bag I used on my trip to in Florida was like fabulous, fabulous. Um, I like rolling luggage too, unless I have a baggage boy to follow me with all my see, Craig, I have James. He's and I take pity on him, which is why I do have rolling luggage. So, but if I do have rolling luggage, I do like the rolling luggage with the four wheels that can spin and go forward and backwards and left and right, those types. But those types tend to not, I don't know. I always feel like I pack better in a duffel than I do in a suitcase. Maybe it's just my packing skills. Jennifer's very good at packing. Like Tetris is her thing. I am not that good at it. Just sure as heck not. Hey Donna. So I was showing off my Hartman luggage and my train case. I don't know, Craig, do you see my train case? So I have two train cases. This is one of two. I don't know if I've ever shown this to you guys, but this is a Hartman train case, and it has the little Hartman logo here. When Hartman was Hartman, Hartman is now bought by Samsonite. And hey Marilla. So so this is, hey, looks national. So this is the interior. So this comes with this mirror right here. And it has this really cool, really awesome lining. But and I've never actually used this on an airplane. I've only used this traveling. When I was traveling in my RV, I use this all the time. This is like the bag. And then I use this for my medication, but I've changed my medication bag so many times that this used to be at the end of my table, so I always knew where all my medication was, because that's how much medication I take, y'all. I need its own case. Um, so anyway, I bought that train case to get that with that suitcase. Yeah, right. That isn't that beautiful? I have two train cases. I love it, Jackie. I have some vintage Hartman too, and with the Vachetta trim, so good. Yeah, and I have the other version of the vintage, which is a little bit newer than this one. The tweed is the OG, but then they had another line between the tweed. And I was gonna bring it. I'll have to bring it down eventually. But there was a time on eBay I was just buying all the vintage luggage I could afford because I love luggage. I don't like traveling. I love luggage. I like what's a wonder you're like, Jackie, what the heck do you have with luggage? You know what I put in luggage? Other bags. I honestly do. Uh, Pillows, blankets. I use them for storage. I mean, why put everything in a bin if you already have a suitcase? Sometimes people put suitcases in nesting suitcases, right? But I just like, so you never know what you find in a bag in my house. Like you could find quilts, you could find pillows, you could find other bags. Like you never know what you're gonna find in my house. Um, I believe mine is tweed too. I collect luggage too. Yay, Craig! Yes, because it's beautiful. I mean, it's the epitome of luxury, right? To have designer luggage and okay, but here's the thing. That has thick leather strapping, beautiful tweed, metal details, great textiles. Current luxury luggage isn't my jam. Okay? I've seen it. It's okay. Unless that comes with a lifetime repairable warranty, I'm not impressed. So I don't want another metal case, y'all. I want something that is functional and durable. I mean, that is literally the definition of luggage, right? Is to hold things and to hold, yeah, I use my LV luggage it beats all the hell up, right? Jack is so my jam. Yeah, Jen's the same way. Jen and I both love vintage luggage, things that are functional and usable and pretty. Like I have I've bought so much luggage and my luggage has never been cheap. I didn't even know cheap luggage existed. As I told you, my sister and I grew up going to a luggage store, a shoe store, a furniture store. I didn't know Walmart sold luggage. I didn't know, because we'd always grew up, if we wanted to buy luggage, we'd go to the Samsonite store. I've been shopping at the same Samsonite store for 25 years. It's still there. Jen says the new lightweight bags are like 600. Yeah, it's so my, it's so my jam. Yeah. Um, um, Craig, like my mulberry bag. That's my luggage handbag. Yeah. Lex, have you used the Cole Haan bag I sent you? Do you like that one? Because you haven't really been talking about it. Should I have given you a different bag? I was hoping you would like it because it's a handbag, but you've been living out your mulberry. You know. Yeah, Jen, we are fancy. We are. Well, I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know there was a difference. I didn't know. Like even when we were in high school, when everybody was wearing the Jan Sport backpack, I was carrying the Bass backpack from um the Bass store, which sells shoes and clothes. I don't know if Bass and Co. still exist. And then I was carrying an Eddie Bauer backpack. That's what I was using in high school, or all my friends were using, Jan Sport backpacks. And those were fancy backpacks too, but that's what everybody had. I have used it, Jackie, like it's just too on the small. Okay, that helps me, Lex. That helps me fit. I thought that was okay. You need a larger bag. Got it. Okay. It's I have bags. Girl, I have bags. So eventually you're living out of one bag. Yeah. It just makes you totally appreciate the bags, right? Because I've lived out of bags many, many, many times. Oh, by the way, guys, Luxational on her vintage mulberry, the edge coat was coming off. So what she did? Genius. And I have a photo. Let me see if I can find a photo. What she did was she used purple nail polish for the edge coating. It's brilliant. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. Let me see if I can find the photo. Do 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 do. What's this time you text me, girl? Hey, maybe I missed it. I was texting with some other folks. Where is Lux? I know you just texted me a couple days. There it is. There we go. Look at this picture, y'all. This is on the edge coating. So the way to really repair edge coat is you have to sand the edge coat and then you use edge coat paint, right? But that's a lot of labor, right? But look at this. She just used purple glittery nail polish. I am so doing this. I am like, why have I not done this in my life? And look at this other corner. I'll show you this other photo. Where it's, a typical stress point in a bag. Look, she just used nail polish, glittery nail polish. I'm like, I need to do this. I need to do this. It's like I I love that. I mean, it just makes the bag way so much cooler. So much cooler. Um, you put a few Harley pins on the inside too. Yeah, girl, rock it. So let me see if I can. I'm going to show you a small picture of her. So um, that's her handbag. The rest of the bag. That's what it looks like. It's this beautiful vintage mulberry, because Ed Braun just got a mulberry from um James Jam, and I had three mulberry bags. One I sold to a friend in England, one I sold to a friend in North, Jennifer Ashfield. She has it, which is a beautiful bag, and I have one more left. It is my favorite one of the three. And can I put my hands on it? Oh, it's somewhere over here. But the ones I have, yeah, isn't that cool, Dee? I mean, like, right? And you cured it too. Also, you did a UV light on it also. Um, that's a good idea. I hate dealing with edge coat, right? I'm like, and why not? Hey, Jeanette, like, why not do that? Why? I mean, I'm like, why have I never thought about using nail polish? Is awesome. I'm like, oh my gosh, I mean, I don't know how you thought of that, Lux, but man, so cool. So stealing your idea. Um, anyway, I'm gonna put some perfume on because I feel like I need perfume. Because I just like perfume. Let's just be honest. This is that dupe for the LV Imagination. I love this stuff. This is Marwa by Arab. I can't pronounce it, but this is a really awesome dupe for Imagination. It's $50. I got it off of Amazon. Not Amazon, I'm sorry. I got this one off of eBay. And this is a straight on fabulous dupe. And to me, I kind of felt I've purchased plenty of Middle Eastern fragrances because the Middle East are very serious about their fragrances. If you want a serious fragrance, it's the Middle East, but it's not the same type of fragrances that the West really enjoy. Now it's different. Now like they have a whole ranges of fragrances that are made in a Middle Eastern EU region that are there to mimic like Louis Vuitton Imagination. So this is like $50 and I love it. And people are like, well, it's not the real thing. Like, well, no, it's not. And if you compare it side to side, you can tell there's a difference. I mean, it's a slight difference. You have to have it. This is a very good inspired version of Imagination without it being Imagination, you know? And I love it. And I was talking, Super Dacob had a video go out that was like something about there was a bunch of videos that have gone out saying about how pre-orders and how LVMH is just using your money for anyway, it's just ridiculous. But I went to Louis Vuitton to buy Imagination. I walked in the store. Me. The store is an hour away from where I live. I walked in there and Jennifer was with me. And I said, hey, I really want Imagination, the Murakami bottle, because they had it on display, but it was only a display piece, right? So they didn't have one to sell. The guy never said, let me get you a sales associate. Let me see if I can find you one. Would you like the original, get the non-collaboration version, just the regular Imagination? That day, I would have probably bought it. Because I went there knowing I wanted to spend. I agonized over spending $400 on one perfume, and which would have been my most expensive perfume ever, and way out of my budget. But I really was obsessed with it. So I said, you know what? And the other dupe I had purchased, I didn't like. It didn't. It's too citrus forward. Not enough of the parts of this that I love so much. This is a much softer citrus bergamot. I'm a huge fan of bergamot everything. So that's why I like men's perfumery so much more than women's. So anyway, I was just like, I kind of felt guilty for a second for buying this dupe instead of buying the original. And I'm like, I'm good. LVMH, they have a lot of money. They don't need my money. It's like, it's okay. I got over it. I got over it. I mean, it's not a fake. It's just an inspired version. If you compare them side by side and Louis Vuitton Imagination, you would pick that one out and it would not be this one. But when they're not side by side, they're so very close. It gives you the feel. So yeah, Jeanette says I got the medium Kirigami pouch and I want some ideas of what to put in it. I actually don't know. I have a version of the Kirigami pouch that's not LV. Let me see if it's over here. I just saw it. Ah, right here. So this is my version of the Kirigami pouch. This is when the Kirigami pouch first came up. This is one of the very first things I ever bought from Dress Up Your Purse. And I used Autumn Beckman's code, and it was a set of 3. Now, the smaller 2 I've used in there somewhere. And I think I actually have the smaller one in my handbag. But this is what I have in this one. And it's just for me, I use it as it's a sewing kit. So I have one of it's just a collection of sewing things so when I work on the sewing project, I just throw it all in here, or I throw it in this ceramic bag and I throw this in my tote bag. But I've had this thing for a good 5 years, maybe longer, but it's a cross grain leather, I hope. But you can see that in here it has a softer. Now this I do know is leather-like, but it's held up very well for 5 years. But I don't know what people put in their Kirigami bags. I never have. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my bag of the day. So this is my bag of the day, and this is a Cassie 18. 19, Cassie, whatever. 19, 18, whatever. Not the original Cassie. And now, why do I not love this Cassie as much as the other Cassie? I like the other Cassie because the top handle was on here, right? Now, I know that puts more stress on this lock, but this, I was just playing dress up, so I wanted to use this handle um, just for dress up. And then this thing came off while I was using it because of the way these dog leash clips fight with each other and they caught. I was so upset. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not using this. If I ever get any more Cassies, I'm taking this handle right off of it. Huh. So, say lovey. I never showed an interest in fashion houses when I was in my teens and 20s. Um, well, okay, my fashion houses in my teens and 20s were, um, my sister and my mother and my father are all very much into clothing. I was not so much, but I liked, at the time, I shopped all the time at Walmart. This is before Walmart sold groceries. This is that long ago when Walmart was a smaller store and they had really great clothing. They really did. They had, um, brands like Faded Glory, which I loved Faded Glory. It was a great brand of clothing. And until I outgrew their sizing range, and then I went to more specialized. They didn't always carry a plus size, a lot of times plus size was just like a 1X, an extra large, and it wasn't really bigger than that. But I used to wear Cherokee, and Kenneth Cole. I think the Reaction brand was in there. There was a lot of really good clothing lines that were in Walmart. It was just only recent fashion houses in my teens and 20s with Kmart. Yeah, right. I remember going to Kmart. Totally. But I've always been around Louis Vuitton, and my mother always wore Kai silk, and she always had Coach. I mean, we shouldn't really have Coach. Coach was an American thing, but she always carried Louis Vuitton bags, and she always had nice, stylish things. But so I've always grown up with having Coach. But I want to show you Apple Blonde says I've been into fashion since 9. My sister probably came out of the womb in fashion. She would change her clothes 5 times. Her and my mother, they are birds of a feather. So this is the wallet I'm using today. I love this wallet, and no, the bow does not bother me at all. And this is my bag of things. Now, the reason I pull this out, and I need to pull my sunglasses out and put them with my other glasses, is, oh, you know what? I just threw okay, I need to go find that. I think, yeah, this is the other this is the small Kirigami's pouch that went with that large one. The medium one, I have no idea where that went. This is the one I used the most, is this teeny tiny one. And what do I put in here? I think they're dental picks and no, glass. I put lens cleaning cloth and lens cleaning packet. Venture or Zari stores. I remember Venture, maybe a Chicago thing. I also used to shop at Montgomery Ward's and Sears. I mean, seriously, that's where I shopped when we were kiddos. When we moved to America, anyway. That's where we shopped. Like, I need to pick out a bag for tomorrow. I'm doing some field work tomorrow, so you know what? I know exactly what bag I'm taking. I'm gonna be working in the field. Yeah. It's hot, y'all. It's not too hot, but it's hotter than. Don't say it. If Travis is anywhere in the vicinity, you can just say it. Okay, so let me put this aside and fix my bag-a-lanch. Because yeah, my first LE purchase ever was my 6-ring key holder. Nice. Um, so let's see if I damaged. Yep, damaged anything. And yeah, maybe we need to move these to a safer place. Because I just did this. I think it broke. It's okay. It's a ball and chain. It's fine. It just needs to be put back together. It will be fine. I feel like those two stores were always not too far from each other. Um, Montgomery Ward's and Sears. Yeah, we always shop there. I love going there, but you're kind of stuck. I always had to end up in the women's plus section. It's never a big section. But even when I was 12 and 14, I was out of regular sizes into women's whatever because my overly generous bust made it very hard. No, we're fine. My green bandit. Um, I need to put these in my inner sanctum actually, because these are a little bit more delicate. Um, and they're of the size that fit in that bookcase better. True, I remember shopping at Service Merchant. Oh my gosh, do you remember Solo Serve? You know, yeah, we used to shop there too. And anyway, I really like. I always been a t-shirt steam person. Avalanche of bag on bag. I know, Linda P. I know. It's like Jack. Um, and it's y'all. Avalanche. It's because of how I put this on there. Um, so this is my Kate Spade bag that I love. Let's see my Murakami books that I still haven't read yet, but I want to. Let's put this right there. There, taste the chicken. Okay. The other thing that just fell. Hey Marilla, or Linda P. My first TV was a Signature 2000 from Montgomery Ward's for my Nintendo. Oh my gosh, I love Nintendo. Yes, Nintendo. We played Nintendo forever and ever and ever. Um, my, you know what I realized when I bought this? I was so happy when I got this for $25, but then I didn't realize that the pin insert thing was gone. When I purchased it, I was just so happy to get it. And it cost me $40 with shipping and tax and purchase. They only cost $40, and I was there. I could have just bought one for $40, but I wouldn't have been able to put in my luggage anyway because I didn't have space. Oh, I need to show you the bag I want to use tomorrow. I'm doing field work. So the thing about field work with me is um this is probably a better, actually that black bag would be better. But what I need is a better strap to go with it. Hmm. Because this one's a little too long. I need something that's just a little higher up. Um actually I think I'm gonna use the one with the strap I have in here. This strap. It'll work. Where's the strap that goes with this? Who knows? I don't like the strap that goes with this. Really, what are they? Um, I let go of a lot of my LV pieces. Have about 5 pieces left. Wow, Miss Jelly. Yeah, our bags. You know, it's always funny when people say, "I'm gonna have this bag forever." Look in your collection. How many bags have you really had forever? You know, I have a handful of bags I've had for 25 years, but bags that I thought I would never get rid of, I've gotten rid of. Like literally, I'm like, I never thought I would do that, and I did. So I'm gonna put my wallet in this Luna, and then my little bag of things. And you know, I need to get my sunglass clip out because I put that. Dun, 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 dun. Where did I put you? Here it is. I need to take this with me because this is my sunglasses clip. So tomorrow's bag of the day is this one. Um, and the Murakami neocon green wallet, speedy key pouches, some kirigami pizzas. Did you guys see? And I haven't watched the video. I don't really watch your videos. But I was told that Candy, um, Sweet Love for LV, she bought another P9 bag. I think I was told blue. I don't know. I know not. I haven't watched it. It must be ruthless. Virtually no bags older than 5. Oh. Oh yeah, Jeanette. Of course I have that bag. I will never not have that bag. That bag is emotionally, sentimentally attached to me forever. She'll never get rid of that bag. Ever. Um. Oh no, never. Not me. Uh, that bag will be with me for life. My lifetime. I really want a ship tea. Well, you should buy one. They have plenty of them on the pre-loved market. They're expensive, but you can find them. And right now might be the good time to look. You know. But anyway, this is the bag I'm going to use tomorrow. Yeah, this is not the best strap for it, but honestly, I don't care. I just need a strap for it, and I keep moving my straps to different places, and I have an entire bag full of straps. Do I know where I put them? Whoa. Because I keep moving them. Hmm. But anyway, I'm going to open this and use this luggage tag as a bag charm because it's cute. Um, yeah, I'm not really looking. I never am actually. I always do random searches like um Dooney Blue or Ralph and Lauren, bag and just sort, constantly. So I never know what I'm gonna find. That's just the way I am. I like to live like I like the hunt of randomness, which is bad for your budget. It's really bad for your budget because sometimes you find everything, sometimes you find nothing. That's just the way it is. So I'm gonna put this tag. It's for Hong Kong Disney. I don't know if this is actual merch from Disney, but I don't care. I think it's cute. It's just a luggage tag. It is not the end of the universe. And then I'm going to show you guys. There we go. So this is my bag for tomorrow. See, just that gives joy, right? Gives joy. It gives me joy. I was watching, what's her name? I always get her name wrong. My Kirigami piece is from 2023. That's nice. Let me go look. Okay, so what was I looking for? Let's go look for something, and now I don't remember what it was. I'll remember in a minute. I'm just scatterbrained today, guys. I just wanted to come on here and say hey and talk to y'all and just hang out. And I was gonna do a members only live, but sometimes it's just nice to as I said, it's kind of been sad in the land of I have a small package to open. Let's see what it is. I don't know. I know what this is. This is a Temu item. Like about yay, Higginbotham. It's always nerve-wracking. You have to be careful with the pre-love Matisse specific years where bad. Oh, melting glazing issues. I had no idea. So this is one of those make your own. This is not from the brand that Winnie was using. This is just a Temu item. And so it has instructions and you make your own little bag charm. So I wanted to do more fun things like this to keep me from not shopping. It hasn't quite worked out that way yet, but that's the goal and the intention, y'all. It's the intention that counts, right? So that came in from Temu today, and I had some other stuff come in from Temu, but I don't know where I put it. I have a few dribs and drabs. I have some like other plastic containers coming to organize my sweaters I have so many. I really need to reduce some of my clothing, but I can't help it. I love my clothing and I don't wanna. You know, you heard me, girl, you heard me laughing. Yep. Yep. It, but I like this bag. It's cute. You know, I like all my bags. This is the problem. I like all my bags. I love all the bags I get. You know, it's fine. Oh, that's what I was gonna look up. The person on YouTube that I was watching, she had a really good. She bought a what was the name of that? She bought a her bag, but not the her bag in the small version, the luggage version, the carry-all version, the um Yv- Vivette Sojourner. She is awesome. She has a awesome Louis Vuitton, I mean Louis Hermes collection. She travels to France a couple times a year. Her husband's French, and she just has a fabulous Hermes journey, and she's so bubbly. Um, Craig says, just sell them all and start over. I can't. I can't. I can't do it. Not too bad, Miss Jelly. Nice spring weather. High 70s. Hermes lady that her essay was a Oh, that was Purse Lux Love, but I don't know what I didn't watch that video, Miss Jelly. I don't know what happened to her, but she said she was over Hermes now forever because her essay or something, but I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But Vivette Sojourner, she's not. She's really awesome. Super nice woman. Super chill, super bubbly, great story. She's just a really great cadence and vocals. I mean, she's so soothing. I gotta watch it. Really? Perslex Love? Okay. Okay, let me go find it. I saw it come up, but I was so over upset people. Um, she just got over her issues with um okay, so she says Hermes bag unboxing, first luxury bag of 2025. I saved dollars. This was 2 months ago. 10 worst bags. Let me see. Where's the one? She puts a lot of Hermes bags. Okay, let me just go to her page and see if I can find that. Okay, it says "I Am Mad" is the name of the of "I'm Done with Hermes. Good Riddance" by Lux Purse Love. Now I don't know what happened. I don't know, but all I know is that people are cranky with the pre-loved or reloved, or people are cranky. They're bored of luxury. Luxury is playing musical chairs with their creative directors. Nothing's really coming out that's interesting. People aren't really buying. I wish I could tell you that. I'm buying. I'm still buying bags. I shouldn't be buying anything. I saw that video, Miss Jelly. There is no retail seller out there that has the right to gaslight a customer. Oh, it must be really bad. Oh, yep. I was upset at this essay. That's bad. Because here's the thing, it only takes that one um it only takes that one really bad experience for you to be done with the brand. It's like when I was talking to you about CC Lover for LV. She bought beautiful bags. She put them in her car. Somebody followed her car, broke into her car, and took her bags. Now, that's not the company's fault. That isn't Chanel's fault, but she now has an association of extreme trauma. I mean, it's trauma. Like, to come back and your car's been broken into and your stuff's missing. That's horrible. She's calling the police, and I mean, it's not a fun experience. So she associates those Chanel bags with that experience now. So even though she currently still owns Chanel, she doesn't want to buy anymore, and she said so, and she said why. And that was partially why. There is a thing with luxury retail. They better mind their P and Qs. They're not above failing too. Well, they are failing because luxury is the definition of the first thing to go in a recession or when things get tougher are luxuries. You know, right now, um, sugar is a staple, but during the Great Depression, sugar was a luxury, guys. Oh gosh. AKB Bags Andrea just put out a video. Are luxury bags made in China? You know what? I have so many of my bags made in China. I mean, I buy Coach, I buy Michael Kors, I buy Kate Spade. Maybe they're made in Vietnam. Maybe they're made, most of them are made in China. Some are probably made in Honduras. But you know what? They're fabulous bags, you know? Miss Jelly says they better be careful because people now will go to TikTok and buy similar bags. Oh, totally, right? We don't need to have the original. Of course, you know, whatever. But she had the patience of an angel. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I've heard so many stories of people going to Hermes store in the flagship store and the treatment they get. Now, I kind of understand that because you're a foreigner in their country and it's cultural. You can have, you know, misunderstandings, but when you're in America and you're with an American store, I mean, a store within America with employees who are American, also not in a different culture or language, um, yeah, courtesy. Just be courteous, you know? And if you make a mistake, say you made a mistake. You know, like with Winnie, when she bought her P9 from Becca, Becca says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." She paid for it. Says, "I that bag is not available anymore. I apologize. I wasn't supposed to sell it to you. I didn't realize." I mean, that was, but she told Winnie that. And then Winnie says, "Okay, fine, that's no problem. Just put me on a list for the next one that comes up. I'll take any color." You know, and that's currently, and that's just for a P9, and that's a $10,000 bag, y'all. It's not like it's chump change. You know, it's one of the most expensive bags that Louis Vuitton, well, that I know of. I mean, I think they make their exotics cost more, their capucines cost a lot, but 10 grand for a handbag is quite a lot, you know? And let's be honest, people are fine with honesty. You know, I'd rather have someone tell me the truth. Like like when I went to Louis Vuitton and they instead of telling me saying, "Hey Jackie," or "Ma'am, can I get you the regular imagination? I'm so sorry we don't have the Kirigami collaboration. We're out of stock. I can put you on a wait list. Would you like to take my name and I can take your name and number. I can notify you." Nothing of that. None of that happened. So what did I do? I went and bought a dupe. I don't care. No regrets. I don't. If you don't want the $400 I was going to give you because you don't have it, that's fine. I'll go buy the $50 dupe. I have no regrets. I felt guilty for like 2 seconds, and then as soon as I got, it is not that the person did anything wrong. They're just doing what their company tells them to do. But I worked in retail. I worked in sales. I worked in customer service. Half my job is talking to people about somebody else's screw up when I was working in retail. And all you need to do is listen. And all you have to do is do the best you can. If you're genuine, the people you're talking to will understand. But that's not the world we live in anymore. Hey, Katie. They are pretty though. Oh yeah, yeah. The called customer service is a lot. Oh yeah, it's called customer total lost art. Not just a lost art. It's almost like it's an inconvenience for people to take and service. I mean, they're in a service industry who have completely forgotten that service part. They've just like, it's like, this isn't like the grocery store where you're just checking me out on a register, um, and that's all you do. Part of my job when I was working in retail, and I was at the register working at Coldwater Creek. Now they don't have a physical store anymore. They're all online, but they used to have a physical store, Coldwater Creek, and I worked there. And it's kind of high middle end. I mean, it's not kind of incline-ish, but not quite. You know, it doesn't have, but more expensive at the time 20 years ago. They were selling $70 jeans when most jeans are $30, you know. So I was, when I was, people are spending a lot of money per item. So I'm there at the cash register. My job, somebody's already had to wait on them. They've tried on clothes. They've had to wait in line because there's normally, at the time there's only 2 register girls, and during the hot holiday seasons it backs up, y'all. They're impatient and they want to go home. But the service that comes with that is, you have to fold all their clothing, you talk to the customer, you ask them how they're doing, you diffuse the stress and anxiety, you fold their clothes, you put it in tissue paper, you wrap it up, and you put it in a bag. And then you take their money You say, thank you so much for shopping at Coal Creek. You hand their bag to them from around the counter and you say, thank you so much for shopping with us. Every single person, I don't care how busy it was. That's what you're supposed to do as a cash register person. You want people to leave there happy for spending $300 or more. You don't want people to say, well, I just spent $500. I could have gone somewhere else. That's not what you do. You guys probably know me, Jen. Hey, Jen. Yeah, so books, bags, and baubles. Go follow her. She's Jen Hall. She's a subscriber, and she has awesome. I want all the books. Jennifer, did you read? If you're my sister Jennifer, if you're still on here, I sent you a book. Her video. Did you look at the books? Because oh my gosh, my sister's been reading a storm, and all the books that Jen Hall has, my sister Jen would love. At my age, I have no patience for people and their personalities. I know, right? I mean, just be real. And you know what? Somebody today this morning, because we're all going back to the office. Nobody really wants to be there. I mean, I do, but a lot of people who work remotely don't want to be there. So they're back in the office, and this guy we're walking in there. It's 8:30 in the morning because, good morning, how's your day today? And I looked at him like, I'm tired. It's 8:30, right? And you know what he says? Me too. At least it's not just me. I'm like, yep, not just you. And that's all it takes. Sometimes just talking to people, acknowledging that you're having a bad day, acknowledging that you're tired. You don't always have to fake it till you make it. Sometimes you're faking it till you make it is, I just need to get a cup of coffee. Let me drink this cup of coffee. Let me look at my email. Let me see what problems I have to deal with today, what meetings I have to go to today, what work I need to accomplish, and what deadline I have to do. You know? Um, Jen Halls, I've fallen behind on your vids. There's one, Craig, the one she did it with her books. Oh, that's so cool. There's some good book. Well, I think they're good book ideas because I like fantasy fiction. So to me, it was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to read that one. So yeah, I do batch. I can't watch everybody every day or every day they post. So sometimes I'll wait and I'll just binge 3 at a time or something like that. Because it's a lot. Yay, Miss Jelly. She says books, bags, and bubbles. She's only on like 2 bags, I think, but the bubbles are not yet, and the books are awesome. So, right? I thought so, Craig, because we talk about the same book sometimes. I am totally, by the way, I wanted to say, what books am I reading right now? Stuck in this series for I'm 3 books deep on the newest series, and then I went and realized they had so this is an offshoot series from the main line. So I went to the main line. So my main one I'm listening to, it's called Awaken Online. It is a whole I want to go to the uh book details. It's called this is book 3. So let me go to the book 1. Book 1 is Awaken Online Catharsis. It is written by Travis Bagwell. Totally love this book. It's a genre of books I can always forget because it's a bunch of letters. Where do they normally put LITRGP, literature role playing game. That's what it means. LITRGRPG. And it's about video game world. Like you're in playing a video game world. I love it. Totally love it. Um so that's one of my favorite. I'm stuck on book 3 right now. These are 18-hour audiobooks. Love them. Great storytelling. It's awesome. I am so happy. That's what I've been doing a lot right now. I'm listening. Oh, I loved Ready Player One too. My husband was not too enthused. Well, he didn't love the movie. The book's okay. I need to read that book. I think I read that book. I'm so stoked for the new Tron TV series. Oh my gosh, who's hosting the Tron TV series? I didn't know there was a Tron TV series coming out. Isn't there a part 2? I hope there's a part 2. But I love I mean, I like if I'm gonna read fiction, give me vampires, witches, and space travel and time travel and everything. I want all of it. You know. Hmm. Let's see if what's the other books I'm listening to. Library. Let me go back to the library. I have there's a new book that came out that I haven't in my series. I don't know. I always do like the get two per one. I do that a lot with Amazon Audible. Is that I'll do the get two books on sale, and all I do is I listen to the narrator if I like the narrator, and I kind of like the tone. The narrator can kill a book for me. So check out Empire of the Vampire by Jake Kriskoff. Oh, okay. Let me put that in there now. Hey Jennifer, I was talking about you, girl. Um, we were talking about mulberries because mulberry is the moment. Let's see. Jay Kriskoff. Jay, there we go. Kriskoff. And where's book one? He has a lot of books. Wait a minute, that's not. No. The Empire. Wait, dude, you're not going to believe this, Jen. I have that book. I just haven't listened to it. Um, Let me make sure I have it. Do I have this book? Yep. It's in my library. When did I download this book? Oh my goodness. Download. Oh my God. I can't believe I had that book and I didn't, and it came out in 2021. When did I buy this book and not even listen to it? Um, that is ridiculous. I already had it in there. That's so funny. Um, Tron is a series taking the spot of a third movie that's coming never came out and looks oh my gosh I'm so excited. I love Tron. James is a huge Tron fan. Heck, the Empire of Vampire by J. Yeah, okay. Tron series. Okay, love Tron. Um, second second book Empire of the Damned. The third book comes out later this year. Okay, oh, do tell. Oh, I was talking about the mulberry stuff, and because Ed Braun bought his mulberry bag and how much he loved it. And then I said, "Well, this is when I told you I sold one to Jennifer for like a frac." But here's the thing: the mulberry bag I sold Jennifer Ashfield is like it's like the one Luxational has because Luxational did some cool stuff to her mulberry bag. The ones that are out now, same style, different feel and structure. They're different leather. Miss Jelly says I need to reread Anne Rice. Craig says also it was announced today Beetlejuice 3 titled Beetlejuice One More Time coming. How? Oh, can they do another Beetlejuice? Oh, like what are they gonna do? No, Craig, no. Let me show you. I'm going to show you the photo, Jennifer. I'm going to send it to you. That so Luxational has a vintage mulberry and she painted and cured the handle with not orange, purple nail polish and cured it with a UV light so it will not come off. And it's so cool. So I sent it to your phone, Jennifer. Um, yes, I'm a mulberry trendsetter. Yeah, because Jane's Jam is all over the mulberry bags. And then Winnie B had a couple of the little charmy mulberry bags, and I think Dawn Loves Couture, and I can't remember who else she collabed with. Well, the soft mulberry, I think Autumn Beckman did. And then Ed got his Alexa in that green, that beautiful green. Now he's in love. Now he just wants to buy more. You know how that is. You know, so Mulberry's having a moment, and it's a good time to go look. I have several Mulberry bags. This one is my trash, but your trash one has so much character. Uh, oh yeah, Melissa Wade has a cute one too. She sure does. But I had one, the one I sold to Jennifer, um, I really wasn't using. And then one I sold before that was the Bayswater. And that one, it was okay, but I like my work in more than that. But I didn't know that at the time, but I knew I wasn't using the Bayswater. The handle just wasn't quite the right length for me. The Alexa I love, but I have another Mulberry bag. It's in the Darwin leather collection. They don't make it anymore. This is pre the Mulberry is owned by another company now. The Mulberry original Mulberry is they were to go to save the business. They sold to this other company that now owns Mulberry, but they used to be actually made in England. So what you really, if you're looking for vintage bags, you want to find the ones made in England. I think the one that I sold Jennifer was made in Turkey though, because a lot of them are made in Turkey now, but they used to be made in England. Yeah, the vintage mulberry is not the same as the current mulberry. So if you love the current mulberry, don't buy the vintage mulberry. It's the same look, same style because they're both Lexus and they're both mulberry, but how they make them is different. You know, and so the vintage look is a completely different look than the current brand new. If you go to Saks, look up mulberry, look up you know what? Let me just go to the interwebs and I will show you what I'm talking about. You know, we will do a shop with me ish. Um, Mulberry bags. And let me pull this over this way. And let's just go share my screen, present mode, share screen, share screen, and we're gonna go over here. You're just looking at my Google search. I just Googled mulberry bags. As you can see, I want a black and black, but the size of the black and black is way too big for me, says Miss Jelly. Um, Jackie, I sent you a text. Let me see what Craig sent me. Craig sent me. Oh, the mulberry owner. Awesome. Okay, let me read this to you guys. So, the Mulberry's majority owner is currently a private investment firm called Chalice, holdings roughly 56% of the company's shares. A small percentage, 37%, is held by Fraser Group, owned by Mike Ashley. So let's take a look at what the Wikipedia says. So this is like, okay, see this 440 in oak? This is like the one I sold to Jennifer. This is beautiful. Beautiful. See how it's slouchy and the leather is different. Now this is what you think of now. Heavy grain mini Alexa. This is like half the size as this bag, guys. Vegas has made me tired and cranky, tired to go shopping today. Passed by Loewe, Hermes, Chanel, 3 LVs, and all I bought was candy from It's Sugar is a great store, Katie. Oh my gosh, such a fun store. Let me see where it says. So the founder of Mulberry was Roger Soule, out of Somerset, England. Let's see. So now it's currently the majority owner is Chalice. So let's go look at Chalice. Oh, Chalice doesn't have their own page. History, stories, references. Let me see where it shows where it. This is old 13. To try to find discount. Well, anyway, I'll probably have to do another video showing, let me see. So we go down here. Let's see, women's designer bag. So let's go to, this is Mulberry. Okay, official homepage. Let's just do this one. And yes, all the pop-ups. Yes, whatever. So let's go to, Okay, I happen to really like the base water. So let's take a look at the base water bag. Alexa is the one that people are currently in love with. I love this one. But look at this. It's $2,000, y'all. $2,000. And this is the soft base water. This is not like the one I had, guys. I had a different version. I didn't have the soft base water. This is the version I had. But the handle really isn't long enough for me. So, and these are icons, so it's $1,300. So in the land of luxury bags, these are not outrageously priced, but right now 800 is too much for me. So yeah, we will not be buying any of these. But let me show you the one that everybody's clamoring over is Alexa. And there's 17, Jackie making my house yell at me every time. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Oh, yeah, your AI device. Uh, so this is really cool. This is a raffia, woven raffia color. But you know what? I'm not going to buy that. I never would buy this. This to me looks too if the flap had been the same woven material, or linen, I'd be yes. This looks weighted too heavy on top and too light on the bottom for me. So this is the mini. Katie says, I'm staying at the Resort World. Love it for being away from the massive humanity and easy and out. Oh, nice. Resort World. Okay, I have to remember that. Because I want to go to Vegas to do if we need to do a meetup, I'd love to go. So this is again the minis, and they're around $1,300. Look at this gorgeous green one. That's beautiful. So it looks like they're gonna go through every. Oh my gosh. Oh, this color. This color gets me every time. No, I don't want my email. Go away. Um, look at that color. Look at the grain. But see, it's very structured. Um, I like the tall base and brown shade on top. See, but I think it's too heavy to me. So this is $1,300. Let's see what the dimensions are for this. So this is a whoa, that's a small bag. 6.5 inches tall, 8.5 inches, 8 3/4 inches in width. That is a very small bag. Let's take a look at the next size. Let me see if I can get out of this. There we go. One. And let's get away from the minis and let's see what the next size is. So this is okay. Now this is the regular size. So we go from $1,345 for the mini to the regular size, which is $1,600. It's next to Circus Circus, so they need to go. I think Circus Circus is being demoed. I thought. I know, right? Apple Blonde, that color blue. Gosh, I love that color blue. Every time I see it, any bag it comes in, I just fall in love. And it's like, oh, that gorgeous bag. Now look at how beautiful this is. Now it's still a very structured bag. Let's see if I can go through the views. Okay, I'm tagging the wrong page. Come on. Okay, it wants me to pan. Look at the construction of this bag. This is the best thing about this bag. See how it's a flat? It sits against the body really, really well. I've never been to Vegas. I'd like to go. I was at Circus yesterday. It's not close. Oh man. But see, I love the central compartment. You know, I'm falling in love with Mulberry again. Shush, Jackie, shush. Stop it. So, let's look at the details. So this is the regular size. So the regular size is the width is 13 inches. That's a much better bag size. Way better bag size than the mini. But a lot of people want the mini. I like the regular size more. And there should be, I think, another come on. Stop wigging out on me. So this is still the oversized. Here's the oversized. This is the size I would want to buy. And I guess Miss Jelly, is this the one you were talking about? You wanted the black on black, but this size is too big? Yeah. Used to be fun. Yeah. So let's see. This is $1,700, black or nubuck. Heavy. Oh, look at the brown on brown. Okay, it's brown gold. But this black on black, that's a sexy black on black. I can understand the love for this one. Although I do love nubuck. This one, black on black, is pretty spiffy. Let's see what the details on this are. They are 14. That's not that bad. That's just a little. That's Miss Jelly. That's like a speedy 30. It's not that bad. I spent a lot of childhood circus in Vegas years going June, November concerts. She's a sexy bag. This is a sexy bag. I understand the appeal of this bag, and I have plenty of black bags. Let's do another back and one more backspace. There we go. And then I'm working with two screens. Let's keep going. So yeah, so let's see what these other ones look like. So we know the Bays Waters and this lovely AI one is really very popular. But let's look and see what a lily looks like, because I don't know what this. Oh, well. Okay, so this with the actual flowers, not my jam. And I love a great die cut flower, not gonna lie. But I'm more inclined to like this streamline look better. I love this color. But $1,500 for this? No, I'd get the other one. Yeah, this is why I don't see this bag. Now this one's cool. Chain tote. Of course, I love a tote. Always love a tote. I haven't been anywhere in over a year except for New Orleans once for a child drama. Other than that, I'm personally a prisoner in my own home. I know, Craig. I want to come visit, but I don't even think I can do that because I don't think we can visit. I want to start going to Vegas for concerts. I used to go for dates as a younger adult. Look at this cool tote, though. But this tote is a very similar to the Marcy tote, without the Marcy tote for Ralph Lauren, but without the chain. And I'm not willing to spend $1,700 for this. I am willing to spend $1,700 for something else, but not that one. Let's look at the Amberley. I don't think for that large tote. No. This is the Amberley satchel. Huh, that's weird. You can add a handle to this. Let's take a look. I'll go back to that tote, Jennifer. See, oh, that's much larger than I thought that was going to be. I don't hate this. I really like this. I shocked. Yeah. Let's see, small green. This is a small. Oh, I love that. Love, but it's $1,200. Description is their details. Its width is 10 inches. Jackie, no, yeah, Jackie can't afford $800 Rogue. There's no way I can afford this. Let me go back to that. What was it? Bags. No, this is not what I wanted. I think I went to what's new. Was it the buckets bag? What is wrong with my phone? What did you just do? Oh, this is the bucket bag. Nah, not my jam. Don't hate it. Don't love it. Hey, Smiling Cats Couture. Green is cute. I know, right? Okay, we're shopping at Mulberry right now. Oh wait, there's a pre-love section? Let's see what the pre-love section looks like. Oh, now that's pretty. Now, somebody just bought this bag and on the belted base water on Ed Braun's. I think it was Ed Braun. Let me go look. What was that name of his page? I think it was on his page. Mims Boutique Handbags and Accessories is Ed Braun's page, and I think I saw something in there about this particular bag. Let me see if I can find the post. I was almost positive. Maybe it was one of my other Facebook groups because it's not on this one. But let me show you Ed's, if you missed his. Okay, let me finish going through here and I'll look. So this is the pre-loved. This is beautiful. This is I love this one. See, this is my problem. I think in my heart I just like a vintage bag that's 10 and 20 years. That's when you know you're old and you still like stuff like that. You got me looking at mulberry bags online now. Ronnie, don't do it. Look at the pre-love section. Look at this one. Look at this one. Oh, that red. The red. Oh, so, this is the vintage one, the one like I had for that Jennifer bought from me. This one is that, see how different the shape and style and the leather looks? That's just how they were made then. Now they use a stiffer leather. So it's more of a shape holding, less of a slouch. So if you don't like that, okay, I'm gonna get off. We're gonna stop presenting. Where's my mouse? Stop screen. We're back. So this is the bag that Ed bought from James Jam. And this is the regular size of Alexa. Sorry, AI. Anyway, she likes the size smaller. This is the size regular, and then there's the oversized. Yeah, Jennifer says, yes, very slouchy, because that's what they were like. They're so cool. It's a classic satchel, awesome handle bag. I mean, I love it. But I wasn't using it. And if I remember correctly, I used the money from that to buy something else or to pay a bill. I think I used it to pay a bill and pay something else. Yeah, the slouchy one is buffalo leather. The one that I was showing you on the pre-love might have been buffalo leather. Buffalo leather is such an underrated leather. It's a really good leather. And also, this past weekend, I went and had a buffalo burger. Excellent burger. Ed's bag is gorgeous. James was so sweet to trade. Oh my gosh. I did not think that Steven Sprouse Calori, that Ed would give up that Steven Sprouse for love nor money. That brown green colorway is gorgeous. I was like, and then that beautiful Ralph Lauren, no, Louis Vuitton bag. I mean, James Jam has a fabulous bag collection. I don't have any of the La Tourneur bags, but I love how she buys bags. She buys bags and she just buys, like I do, 4 of the same style in 4 different colors. It's like a box of Skittles. Love it. I went to look at the yellow bag. The leather is weird. It probably could be. That one, the pre-loved one. I don't know. Yeah, so that's like the fun. James Jam just did another video today about her first Tory Burch bag. Her videos are still happy and upbeat. Everybody else is on are your bags made in China? Yes. All of mine are. Almost all of them are. China, Vietnam, if I'm lucky, maybe Mexico, Honduras, sometimes Costa Rica. I actually get excited when I see a bag assembled in Mexico because I'm like, oh yeah, my neighbors. I'm kind of thrilled about that. But most of the bags I buy are all made in China. And yes, guess what? I'm also part Chinese. Do I have a problem with it being made in China? Not at all. Not one bit. If you've ever been to Beijing, see, the thing about American consciousness is that Americans think of China as ancient China, or they think of there's a history of Chinese American, what America has done to Chinese people that came here to work to build the railroad and came for that time frame. And then there was a halt on immigration of Chinese to America because they were prevented from immigrating here. So a lot of them went to South America for labor, jobs, and opportunities. Okay. So people in America have this weird, not great view of China because they don't think of China as it is today. It's highly innovative, very extremely modern. And yeah, you see pictures of the Forbidden City, but you don't, that's not really what China is. That's what China was in 1900s. There is no more empire like that, right? So, well, our government has been force-feeding us China bad, China evil for decades, so we retain that public comfort. Well, not only did the government do that, but it's so funny. Our government has done that, yeah. But they've also, all the businesses have moved over. I mean, it didn't start with everybody going to China. It's just the manufacturing markets just go where the labor market is cheap and where the international incentives are good to build manufacturing. Cost of building a manufacturing plant is expensive. people don't talk about this, but when you do a production line in manufacturing, because it's all done by volume and scale, when they do, if you've seen the videos of how they cut fabric and textiles in mass with laser cutters to make denim jeans for Old Navy or whatever, that type of production, you have to tool your plant for that product line. To retool your plant production line to produce a different product takes time and money. So they want to use that production line at that plant to make as many of that, whatever that thing is that they're tooling at that time, producing at that time, and making it in mass. Like, it's economy of scale. The reason it's $5 for you and me, or for them to produce, is because we just bought 1 million of them. When they were talking about, oh, the plant only gets $1 per Stanley Cup. Yeah, because you sold 1 million of them. Price per unit. It's not, it's just economics at a global scale. When you only produce one thing, the price is very high. When you're able to produce many things and reduce your costs, especially when it comes to manufacturing that thing with the least amount of human touch. But humans still have to be involved. It's still not made by robots, guys. So anyway, it's just kind of funny that people are just like, China, like, but as someone said, Winnie said, well, our phones are made in China, but that's okay that Apple has a phone there. And anyway, but putting that all aside, putting away mass production and putting away economy of scale and global economics, my mother's a quarter Chinese. You know, my family, I don't have a problem with it. It's like, I've always wanted to go to China. I've always wanted to go visit China. I've always wanted to see all the parts of it. I think the geography is awesome. They have giant panda bears. I totally want to go see China someday. And they have Disney World. Just saying. Just saying. Although I can't barely tolerate a 3-hour trip to Florida on an airplane, I really don't think my flying over the ocean is ever going to happen again, to be honest. Unless I do more with Fusion. Yeah, they do look deflated, Ronnie, because the buffalo ones, they always show them stuffed. When they're not stuffed, they're relaxed and slouchy. That's the difference between the vintage mulberry and the current mulberry. The current mulberry, they hold that shape because the leather's a thicker, more structured leather. That's true reason, honestly, our company sold all of our business to China in order to save the buck and talk negatively about the same time good old Americans were. Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. It's really all it is. I mean, but here's again, it's always new to somebody, and somebody didn't hear it the first time, second time, third time. We don't really teach economics in high school. We don't teach civics in general. So people don't understand manufacturing. So unless you work in a city that has manufacturing, you don't understand how this works. Like, again, if you live in a city where there's no community gardens and there's no go to orchards and there's no look at farms, you don't know how food happens. You don't understand that strawberries are still picked by people, not machines. The corn can be mechanically harvested. That's why corn is such a good bumper crop the way they do it. But when you have fruits and vegetables, those are still hand picked to a great degree. Now, a lot of the apples, they shake the trees and collect it in such a way that, but it's still humans are involved. People have to do the labor. It's not just magic. But anyway, I've been talking for 2 hours. I need to go find dinner and find out where my husband is because he has not answered my text. And yeah, I thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for being my friends, my subscribers, and let's make YouTube a happy place. I'm trying not to put anything negative out there. We can talk real talk, but man, it's hard enough as it is. Let's just try to, not live with your head in the sand, but let's bring a little bit of joy and brightness, to the YouTube lands. And because you don't want, we want people to be this is escapism, right? I'm giving you my real life. I give you the bad and the good and the ugly, but let's try to maybe right now bring more good. There's enough bad out there. Candy is yummy. Yay. Good night, everybody. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. And I will be back on Friday. Thumb up the live, please. Thank you. Bye, guys.